trade deficit is widening. There are concerns on deep reliance on China. Plus, we were hoping to see some kind of movement as far as a trade deal between India and America is concerned. That still hasn't happened. So given these circumstances, given these external pressures, what is it that you want the finance minister to do to help our exports specifically?
So a very difficult choice is that should you keep importing from China or should you allow investment from China to make in India, which in my judgment gives a better control to India. If Chinese investment produce solar modules and the cells here in India, that gives a better employment opportunity for us. We also share in the profits of that. And in the eventuality of some difficult situations emerging, we get better control. So in my judgment, investment of Chinese companies in India is a better option than importing so many things from China. But the government has taken so far a stand that they won't allow the investment from the China. So one of the ways to address this export question is how should you not permit the investment from China to take place instead of relying on imports? The other thing is, which you referred, let us say the big elephant in the room is how do you deal with United States?
Yes.
United States has today imposed the largest or highest tariffs on India, 50%, so to say, despite India now reducing the oil purchases from Russia as well. And this is having a very wide-ranging effect. What is required to be done for addressing the American question? There have been many times voices being made that yes, the deal is around the corner or something. But in my judgment, one of the most sticking issue, which is not allowing this deal to happen, is how do we deal with the agricultural products, the dairies, the corn, the soybean, etc. I think a tough choice can be made by India in permitting import of these ones. We need a lot of ethanol, so why can't we make the ethanol from the corn imported from America? The dairy is not a big problem. We should allow that. So instead of sticking to or remaining sort of stuck on so-called agriculture not being sort of opened up because to protect the farmers' interest or something. So I think if we offer such a deal to America, probably we can get much better things in return.
Last year, middle class got a lot of good news. Substantial relief had come because individuals earning up to 12.75 lakh annually got some relief. Can one expect more relief this year? See,
this is a very serious issue. I think we must, as a nation, address this very carefully. The middle class is being sort of wide for the government is trying to attract the attention to please the middle class, and that raising of income tax limit virtually to 1 lakh rupees per month. And then more recently reducing GST on most of the middle class consumption goods, whether it's cars or equipments or otherwise, was intended to sort of please the middle class and raise consumption in the economy. Unfortunately, while the tax effect of that is very clearly getting factored in, if you look at the data for first 8 months of the current year, both the direct taxes, the income tax and the corporate tax, and the indirect taxes, CGS, the GST and customs duty, and all are down. In fact, the growth is almost not there, and the government is going to incur a sort of loss of not less than 2 to 3 lakh crores this year because of these tax giveaways. But at the same time, the consumption is not growing up, not going up much. So should you try to use this kind of blunt means, which are excessively costly, but their effect or advantages in terms of the boosting of consumption and investment is suspect. Now, a result of this, let us say, income tax relief is that in India, while about 11 crore people file tax returns, actual tax payment is not paid by more than 3 crore people. Unfortunately, the data release has not been forthcoming, and we don't have the data after 22-23 financial year. It should have come, it has not come, but my suspicion is that with these tax giveaways, the actual taxpayers number is down to less than 2 crore. Okay. That is for a country of the size of 144 crore people, if only 2 crore people pay tax is not really a good thing to look at. Similarly, the GST, I think this urge or to sort of keep reducing the rates is going to hurt us very badly. So I don't think the finance minister should at all venture into giving further reduction in any of these taxes.
You understand how the finance minister, Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman, really functions. So what is that one thing that you would like to advise her to do in this budget if we want to become Viksit Bharat by 2047?
The difficulty for the finance minister is usually that there is a political objective of the budget and there is an economic objective of the budget. Unfortunately, if you go too much by the political objective and neglect the economic objective of the budget, you end up taking many measures which while you talk very well about Viksit Bharat and making people's welfare is to be addressed, but in effect it doesn't work that way. And both the economy, to my mind, if I can advise the government, I think we should define our goal of Viksit Bharat very clearly and in terms of the people's welfare. The easiest definition in a way is to raise the people's income or the per capita GDP of the country high rather than overall GDP and reduce the inequality into the distribution. If you have a higher GDP but very few people share it or people get it, then that's not a great growth for the country. The GDP growth should be accompanied by a well-designed distribution where all the people share it. So define the Viksit Bharat goal more clearly.